What's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, August 27th. I can't believe how fast the season has gone by. I'm sitting down here low in the boat right now because it is really windy out of the northwest. But we were still able to find fish, and it's not from the south, so we'll definitely take that. Okay, let's see. Where do we start? The fish on these small tides today just did not move very much. They stayed in the same areas, whether it's on the Oregon side or the Washington side. And the bite this morning, I pulled out, looked at the buoy. The tide was barely pushing in on the Oregon side, and the water temp was a little bit higher than I expected. I planned on just sitting right there in front of the Oregon bridge and holding in it for the last hour, but it just was barely moving, and the water was too warm for my liking. Talked to a couple of guys downriver around the Green Line in Hammond, and they were finding fish there for sure. And I think those fish on the Oregon side just stayed from pretty much bottom of Hammond up to the bridge and a little bit above it, because I know guys got them in that first part of the stretch above the bridge in the tankers. But I didn't like what I saw, so I ran all the way over to the Washington side and didn't like anything there. Kept looking around. I ran all the way down to the fort, dropped in there, and kind of took a look. Didn't like anything I saw there. I don't know. I probably burned 5-6 gallons of gas at least, just kind of driving around trying to figure out where I wanted to start in about 45 minutes, just putting around. And finally, I just said screw it and just dropped in at Shipwreck and started trolling. And we got, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 bites that first pass. Nothing special. We saw some fish getting caught on the humps over there on the Washington side above the bridge, which is on the south side of the channel there above the bridge. And I don't know, it was just kind of scattered all day long on both sides, Oregon and Washington side. It was not any one hot place. It wasn't any one hot troll. It wasn't any place that everyone had to be at once. The only reason why boats were clustered together today was because the wind was just blowing everybody to the edge of the channel, and we all had to turn hard to just stay in deep enough water before we got blown up in the shallows. Other than that, boy, people would have definitely spread out for sure, because there were fish left, right, up, down. But again, they just really didn't seem to move through the last part of the income. And then on the flip, they just never really scooted up. They all just stayed. So on the Oregon side, it was from about the second green can above the bridge down to the bottom end of Hammond. On the Washington side, it was probably from about, Church, probably Church, not quite down to the ford. So Church up to top of Blind Channel, Portuguese Point up in there. I didn't hear anything from Tongue Point, but like I mentioned yesterday, that's still probably 1 or 2 days away. They're close. They're really close to sliding up there. But what we saw last time we had these tides 2 weeks ago, it fished for 4 or 5 days, which typically it fishes for only 2. And it might be that these fish are just sliding up in this cooler water temp. So they might just, after this evening tide here tonight, just keep sliding up, and Tongue Point could be good tomorrow. I really like it on an income, and it's incoming tide tomorrow morning. So it might be worth it to go up there, but it's always hard to leave fish to find fish. So I'll probably just start around the bridge and maybe end up there, but I don't know. Today was definitely different. Like I mentioned, it took me almost an hour to figure out where I wanted to start. But once we did, it was just kind of one here, one there, one here, one there. But we did end up with 2 triples, handful of doubles. One of the triples happened when our lines got tangled up, and I'm in the middle of untangling a line that's in the water. The boat's spinning around in the wind, and there's just one line just hanging, and it's just getting scoped out from the current. And as I'm holding on to it, it starts jerking out of my hand and just burned my hand up a little bit from the braid, and was able to actually hand line that thing in like a marlin. And it was actually kind of cool because I have my buddy from Kona again here today, and I got to wire in a Chinook on his rod all the way. Boy, it burned the crap out of my hands. Got it all the way back to the boat, and Chris, my buddy from Kona, was actually the one who was able to net it. So really cool. Pretty crazy little triple there. But yeah, I don't know. There was Mexican Hat was on fire today, but what was weird is I put that exact same lure, same beads, same everything together, and put that on a rod on the other side of the boat. Didn't have one bite, not one. I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes there's just, like I've mentioned before, you just flip a quarter 10 times, and 10 times it comes up heads. So we're just gonna run the same program tomorrow and see if that bow rod gets bit. It definitely did not get bit at all today. Every other rod had good action. That one was just ghost town quiet. It was really weird. Testing out those Noose rigs again a bit more, and I was actually really impressed with my hook to land ratio with them. I've always felt that running trebles, I get more hookups, but tend to lose more because that treble can work against itself. With these single hooks, I might miss 1 or 2 more bites, but when I get them hooked, they tend to end up in the boat. And Chris, my buddy from Kona, the marlin captain, the way he explained the way these things are set up is that you're not actually trying to hook them, you're actually gaffing them, because that deep bend hook and the way the hooks are set up on that stiff wire with opposing points. I'll just grab it real quick. Okay, slide over here so I can stay out of the wind. Let's see. There we go. So the way they're set up is that, let's see if you can see it here. There we go. So they're opposing points, but what we're end up doing is just actually gaffing the fish in the corner of their mouth or in the bottom, as opposed to a treble hook, which you're trying to get into. There's a treble hook. Opposed to a treble hook, which you're trying to drive into the corner. And this, they can work against these other 2 points while they got just one in their mouth. Once they get one of these things, a single hook, a big single hook in their mouth, that's why marlin captains run mainly single hooks, is because your hook to land ratio skyrockets. So again, I might miss a few more bites, but when I do hook them, they're pinned. And today was really good, but that is just a 2-day sample size. I need a lot more time to keep playing with them. I've handed out a handful of hooks to some guys to get their opinion on it too, because I want to have something I can rely on, that I don't have to spend all that money like I did on those Owner Dancing Stingers. Those are great hooks, singles as well. I really liked them, but man, they're expensive, and I don't like how they're close together. I feel like I missed more bites on that, but I don't know. Gonna keep playing around with it, see if it works out or not. So far, I like it. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. I can't believe it's already almost over. Wow. It just feels like it flew by this year. Crazy. Okay, time to go clean up a little bit. I'm gonna go have some lunch with the boys, catch up with them a little bit more, talk about war stories from today. A lot of fun, lots of great memories. I'm windburnt, getting a little sunburnt. Yeah, I'm ready for some chowder and a crab melt. All right, later guys, see you tomorrow.